I know we're probably thinking, Lauren, are you really gonna film this video with your hair like this? Yes. Yes, I am. Also, we're doing something new today. I ran out of cans. I'm not gonna be able to do this with one hand. Wow, I'd be terrible at pouring beer, wouldn't I? Hey, editing me here. Just gonna pop in here really quick. I realized as I was taking the thumbnail that my dumbass forgot to put mascara on. So if I look strange throughout this video and vaguely like an alien, that's why. I don't know. I don't know why I'm like this. Here's 11 minutes of me without mascara on. You're welcome, trolls. But look at that little face. Look at you. She's like, let me down. This is my spooky Halloween bean. She has no name, but we love her dearly. So if you hear like things just falling over in the background, that's that thing doing that. Whew. I look even paler than normal today. What's going on? Is this better? This feels better, right? So today I'm gonna tell a little story. I'm not a story time person. I don't like story times. I feel like a lot of times they're very overdramatic and just like straight up lying. But this is a story I was told by my mother years later than she should have been, because this is so interesting to me that I'm like, why did you hold out on me for so many years, Janice? I'll give you a little background on this guy. You've probably never heard of him because no one talks about Canadian serial killers. It's fine, I understand. But this story is going to be about a dude called Clifford Olsen. I will throw a photo of him up here. He's creepy looking dude. Also, maybe the worst person alive. It's fine. Thank God this dude is dead now. But his claim to fame is that he murdered 11 children in like the early 80s. Chill, I know. Very normal. And I feel like no one talks about him because he's from BC, my province, my home. And he's moderately upstaged by a man that you might have heard of called Picton, who murdered, I don't know, 50 women. I don't know, got rid of the body by feeding it to pigs and then sending their remains to a rendering plant where like regular human beings maybe ate gelatin made of human bones. But I could do a whole other video on him if you wanted. He's very interesting and I literally took a class that was almost entirely about him, so. Back to Clifford Olsen. 11 children between the ages of 9 and 19, 1980 to 1981. First off, this dude is straight up crazy. And like, all murderers are kind of the worst, we understand this, but this man, we're chewing cardboard. Why are we chewing cardboard? Stop it. I'm gonna throw you away. Just kidding, I would never throw you away, you're perfect. If you have a cat, how do you get them to stop chewing cardboard? Because all she ever wants to do is to chew cardboard. They say between 1957 and 1981, he had 94 separate arrests. And my favorite fact about him, coming from a criminology background, is they did the psychopathy checklist, which, fun fact, was created by a guy who works at UBC. So they use it around the world. It's local. You go Canada. And I actually had a class with a professor that was the grad student who was assisting him when creating it. So all very relevant. All comes back to me. I'm very talented and super smart, okay? But they did the psychopathy checklist, which is wild. I've done a psychopathy checklist, like I've read through it and applied it to a case. It's literally crazy, people. But this dude, Clifford Olsen, scored 38 out of 40, which is like anything over 30. Okay. I don't know the number. I want to say it's either 32 or 35. Definitely anything over 35 is like you're a full-blown psychopath. Also, this just makes me want to talk about the Shane Dawson series that I have so many problems with, but again, I'll leave that for another day. 94 arrests, murdered 11 children between the ages of 9 and 18 in 1980, 6 of them being within a couple months in 1981, so like, boy was busy, and 38 out of 40 on the psychopathy checklist. He's nuts, murder, strangle, just like stab people a bunch. Also was like maybe into raping little boys, but just add that to the list. Now how this ties into my real life. It says everywhere online that it was in British Columbia, vaguely. They say he's from Vancouver, but the victims were found all over the place, Surrey, New West, wherever. My mom, she at this time was around my age, 22? Yeah, 22, almost 23. But my mom was also teeny tiny. She's about 4'11". Yeah, and
At the time, I know when she graduated, she was under 100 pounds. She's so small. She looks like 10 years younger than she is. She's always looked way younger than she is. So while she was like 22-ish, I've seen photos of her. She could easily pass for like 16. Small lady, small human. She lived in Coquitlam at the time. So did her friends. And she would walk to all of her friends' house. All their apartments and all their houses were in the same area. She'd walk there. It was the 80s. No one was scared of murder because, you know, the 80s, everyone just let their kids do whatever. She told me this years later that she found out her best friend at this time, so in like the mid 70s to early 80s, was his neighbor. So my mom, with her 23 but looking 16-year-old ass, was walking to her friend's house like every single day, and her friend's neighbor was this dude that was straight up murdering children. Like, I'm not saying that she was gonna get murdered, but I'm just saying, how nuts is that? My mom's like neighbor was literally one of Canada's most notorious serial killers, which to me, thrilling news. If you want any more info on this guy and how absolutely nuts he is, I will leave a link down below to his Murderopedia. Probably that. But like, I know this isn't a long story. I know this may not be a thrilling story, but to me, this gets me. Especially like knowing exactly what the psychopathy checklist is. Wild. Truly wild how evil this guy was. I'm just... Can you hear a bell jingling in the back? Also, do you like my Tower of Terror cup? Because I think she's cute. So that's it. That's all for today. This was way longer than it needed to be. Hope you enjoyed. I have another video that I might film like this because, fun fact, my science teacher when I was a kid, his brother-in-law was like one of the most famous gangsters in British Columbia, so I might make a video on that because I think that is wildly interesting. My battery's dying. I'm gonna go. Please subscribe. My name is Laura and I am making a video every single day in October, at least until I mess this up, which might be soon. We'll find out. All my links to everything else will be down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.